I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
How you doing, everybody? This is Jimmy the Bull at MuscleMonster.com. I'm here today to share with you my personal power straps, how to help you become the best power bodybuilder I can possibly be, training through injuries, gaining strength, and now I'm going to share with you how you can get the extra mile in the gym, pushing and pulling and getting through the exercises. These are the best power straps you'll ever use. Go to MuscleMonster.com to get the full demonstration.
I haven't seen the sun in a fucking week and a half. Hey, look! It just came out! Hey, look at that!
I love it!
And we're back, and I am still alive after the 2023 Olympia weekend has come and gone. And I'm joined, as always, by the entire Whack Pack, although some of us are still straggling in. What's up, Greg, Mr. G, Armand, and Larry Pollock? By the way, I got to hang out with Larry Pollock this weekend, which was really fun.
Did y'all go drop some tabs and go to the club?
Yeah, we went out partying, Larry and I. And
Oh,
yeah.
Did your wife tell you, now that you're home and you had your little fun? Because I saw you out there. You were like, you ever watch like Revenge of the Nerds when they saw all the, like the fucking Chinese guy saw all the fucking chicks and he's like, oh, hair pie. You know what I mean? You were like, oh, bodybuilders was like, holy shit, because you haven't seen him in so long. Your wife was probably like, okay, now that you got that shit out of your system, get home. Your daughter needs to go here. Your son, you were probably like, yes, dear.
I think she was happy that I was going to be.
It was a better Olympia.
They went to Legoland. I'll tell you this much. I thought that I walked screwed up because, I have the ankle fusion. My ankle was killing me this week. And Larry's got sciatica that's probably worse than my ankle. The two of us look like we were 100 years old walking through the expo together.
But me and Lee Priest both have sciatica too, but in the same spot, bro. That shit goes down the fucking hamstring, into the knee, even into the calf. Lee was killed. Yep. When he was at my house, it was his calf was like really killing him.
Oh, really? What's hurting you, Larry? You were really in pain, you said, right? Oh, wait. Hold on, I got to unmute you. Hold on, Larry. I had you muted. Go ahead.
Last year, Olympia, I had the same thing.
Right.
And then it went away, and then I was fine until the week before the Olympia, and then it started coming back, and then at the Olympia, it flared up.
Oh,
and now I'm back, and it's gone.
I got to tell you something about the Olympia. The Olympia was great because everything was in one place, but it's deceiving. You thought that everything was close, but it was actually very long walks from the hotel, even though it was through they had like these little walkways. And I looked at my steps, my total steps at the end of the day, and literally I had walked like 20,000 steps every day. That's how much walking there was.
Is that good steps? Is that what your goal is every day or what?
No, it's usually 10,000, and I don't.
Okay.
10,000. If I get 8,000, I'm lucky usually. But I didn't realize why my ankle was hurting so much. It was because I was walking 20,000 steps every day.
Also on cement, have lots of stairs.
Yeah, but just being on your feet, just standing. When you got sciatica, you could stand in one place, and you're like, dude, I just can't stand here. You know what I'm saying?
You were there.
It was the Olympia was great. Talk about the venue.
We're playing. I'm back there waiting and waiting.
You know what it was? the screen is too big, so you're like below the screen line. I didn't see it.
So check every 10 fucking minutes.
Everywhere
being
there at
sneaky
that
with
Orlando place, you have to walk like half a mile to get to somewhere, lugging all your crap around.
Yeah. There was a lot of walking. Let me show you a picture. Mr. G sent me a picture that he had gotten a satellite photo of Larry at the expo. Hold on. Let me pull it up.
Oh, you gonna?
Armand, were you there?
No, I did the play-by-play.
Mr. G sometimes he gets things pretty good. This is pretty funny.
Well, my son does.
Yeah.
That's the Winter Warlock. You're always like so.
Larry is sidelining as the Winter Warlock for extra money. He said.
Look at those wrists.
That's, because Larry's very stoic, and looks very mean,
The
but he's
funny
really
thing is,
not.
that's
He's
how
like
he
an
was
M&M.
walking, though. He was walking
Shell's
like
hard, but the inside soft. But my
You were bored, huh?
Mr. G was there on Friday afternoon. I got
Yeah.
to spend Friday afternoon with Mr. G. We had lunch together.
That was a great shot you did. Yeah, you getting in the middle of Mr. G and
Big Lenny.
Big Lenny and breaking up the inevitable annihilation of Big Lenny.
They became friends. They're like best friends now. They're going to be
They
trained.
should be after all they've been through together. They argue more than boyfriend and girlfriend.
well, he wants to train. He wants to get in shape.
He
So
knows his health is very bad.
if
John.
it works out, we're gonna do a 5-minute follow Lenny's transformation each week of him training with me. I'm gonna
That
do
would be great.
MMA, surf.
Get him on the beach. Get him hitting
Yeah.
the bag.
Yes, we're gonna do all sorts of
in the water.
yeah.
Now's the perfect time of year to get him in the water.
Yeah, Lenny is very worried.
That's
All
a
the fluid
great
in his
shot. Look at that. That's such a great shot.
Yeah.
It
All,
is.
all the fluid that's in his stomach, John, is in his groin area. He told me now, so he actually can't find his penis at this point.
What is that, Dave? What's the cause of that? What is that liver, like leaky
I
liver?
think it's heart. It's heart. I think his liver's fine. His heart function, he said, his ejection fraction is really low. So Mr. G has got to get him back. Either Mr. G, it's one of two things is going to happen. Either Mr. G is going to get him in the best shape of his life, and he's going to look great, or he's going to probably die during the training.
Oh, he lives right here, Dave. I'll go and I'll be parked in front of his house.
But Dave, should he get off chemicals? Do you think? I mean,
Yeah,
is he on-
he's off everything.
Of course.
He's
That's
not
what
on
I'm
that-
thinking,
He's
you know
really
what
not
I mean?
on that much stuff, but I told him to get off of the.
There's no need,
George, let me tell you something. George. This could be your opus. This could be your masterpiece. You could redefine personal training and health coaching by getting Big Lenny out of the Grim Reaper's reach, into the gym, out in the surf, boxing, heavy bag, speed bag, jogging, jumping rope, lifting weights, getting his body fat down to like you can see his abs instead of his ab, and make him proud of himself. Georgia, you could literally apply everything that you know and have learned and have adapted over the decades that you've been doing this, and funnel it all into this extraordinarily good cause and save Big Lenny.
He might win a Nobel Prize if he does that, John.
Dude, that picture looked like George the Animal Steel. Didn't it? It looked like George the Animal Steel versus what's his name?
King Kong Bundy. King Kong Bundy.
Oh yeah.
But Dave, can you imagine the karma payment that Georgie would be paying for?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right.
Well, it shows how people could have differences and still make peace. Which is what the whole world should be like.
I think after Rob Zilla died, I think Lenny was very upset about that, and I think he's reevaluating his life now. That's why.
George, you should do what Leon Brown used to tell me, that Arnold would come to his house at 5 a.m. He said he goes, I'd be up all night. I'd go to bed at like 4, and at 5 there'd be a knock on my door, and it was Schwarzenegger. Tell him, let's go, come on, we got to train. And he's like, I can't move. You know what I mean? Like,
no, he'd yell out the window. He'd get under the window and yell up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning.
He would actually go in his house. He said, bang on his fucking bedroom door. Leon would tell me, bro.
He'd drag him out of bed.
You know why he was able to do that? because Leon was so drunk that he wouldn't even close the door behind himself when he get home.
Well, Leon, God bless him. He was a great guy. But he was telling me,
Carl,
dude,
let's
I'd
go
go
to
to bed
camera
1
then.
hour later. Schwarzenegger be in there. He'd go in a room and shit. He'd be right in his house. George is going to do that. George is going to get him at like 5 a.m. Lenny's going to be like, no fucking way. And George is going to be like, let's go. Get up.
Yeah.
We're surfing first.
Are you committed to that, George?
My only fear is that he may become shark bait. He could get eaten by a shark in the ocean. But someone told me that the sharks would stay away from him because he's.
I'm going to get him one in the water for sure.
Well, are you going to, Georgie? Are you committing to this? Is this like?
Yes, I am. We're gonna. Yeah, this is gonna. John, remember the transformation challenge that we did? Yep. This is going to be Lenny. This is going to be it here.
So you're committing.
We're going to train Lenny, do a transformation challenge from now until the next Olympia.
And does Big Lenny know any of this?
Yeah, I spoke to him. I you know what? I got his number right here.
Get him
I'll call him right on the show.
Get him on right now. This is
we'll put him on. If Carlo, we could put him on the chicken pound. He could have chicken every day and one cookie. That's it. That's his diet.
Maybe he should be fasting.
Well, that sounds scientific to me.
Yeah. You can't. First of all, do you remember the scene from An Officer and a Gentleman, John, where he says, "I got nowhere else to go." That's pretty much Lenny right now, his life. So
listen, I did. Don't you remember Scott the engineer from Howard Stern?
That's right.
Nobody can get him in shape. I went to his house. And I took all the stuff out of his refrigerator. And he lost 40 pounds on
his wife
the diet I gave him.
For throwing out all the food in the house, right?
Yeah, then the wife got me, and then he turned around and screwed me over, and he hired Radu. After 10 weeks,
wait, back up, Georgie, you left the juicy part out. What do you mean the wife got? What you just glossed over that? You're gonna have to
go into the house, John.
You have to elaborate.
The house away in the garbage bag.
So
took it out of there.
What happened is I called him up on the phone,
food, including the wife's food.
Dude,
I said I'm going to give it to the homeless people.
I picture him doing that to poor Lenny. Imagine that, throwing Lenny out in the ocean. You're gonna swim, and he throws him out there and shit.
Oh shit!
The good thing is that Lenny actually probably doesn't eat so bad. I think he just has like, he's got problems. I think he'll eat the bodybuilder diet if you tell him what to eat because he's used to eating that food on contest prep. So it shouldn't be.
Yeah, he's got to weigh in. Look, he has no purpose.
Yes,
right?
You got to give him purpose.
I mean,
right.
like all of us. I mean, he's. I mean, I'm not betting. Just needs to be part of something.
Right.
Dave, like is that leaky gut? Is that what that is? Is that leaky gut? Is that explode like liver?
No. What's
toxicity?
wrong? What happens is when the heart can't pump blood enough. It's not. His heart is not efficiently pumping enough blood, so it's backing up. And when it backs up, it comes out of the circulation and into the subcutaneous, cavity. In his case, it's coming into the abdominal cavity. I'm sure his pleural cavity, where his lungs are probably filled with fluid, and it's not good. I mean, that's just a sign of heart failure. So if George can get him to drop weight and get his heart back in shape, we can get him maybe just on an HRT regimen. I think, there is a possibility that I think his kidneys are okay. He said his kidneys and liver functioning. So it's just the heart. So we got
George maybe drag him to the doctor first and maybe get some.
Why? What's the doctor going to do?
Hold
on. Wait, I'm serious. Hold on.
The heart.
The doctor
he's got to. Regardless of what the doctor says, he's got to get in shape.
Want to euthanize him like a pet in a veterinarian. You kidding me?
I didn't mean it, in a bad way. I'm just saying, if the guy's got heart problems,
let Mr. G do it. Don't worry about
it. He's got to go. There's no hope.
I'm going to give him here's Lenny's why. It's his best friend Rob, right? Young kid, 20, who just passed away.
Right. That's what I said.
What better way to honor his death by not dying but by living?
What did he die from, George? Do you know?
I think it was suicide.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
He was basically he was depressed. That's
okay. I didn't know. I thought maybe
really good guy too. Really good guy.
Yeah, this is like a lot of the young kids today. They see all the social media stuff. They see all this stuff about being white and all this, which is stupid. But I'm just saying, these kids on social media, their whole life is on there, and you need to get you can't handle it, don't go on it. All right? Because you got to be able to not let it bother you. Look at all the stuff people say about us, right?
Oh, yeah.
What do they say about they call Dave Steak Man, all sorts of stuff, right?
Yeah, but you know what?
But we have thick skin, though.
There's 10 people. Yeah. There's 10 people who do most of the trolling, and that's what people don't realize, that, and they really take the stuff like to heart, and they start getting upset and depressed about it. We're talking about a small amount of people. The person I feel bad about is Derek Lunsford, who's the new Mr. Olympia. The Middle Eastern fans, pretty much, from what I understand, it was mostly them, attacked his Facebook page so much and reported it so much they actually cut him down twice right after the show was over, because people thought he took his page down. He even said it. I didn't take my page down. Yeah. They shut my page down twice.
They did. For what reason? For that reason?
Because they were mad that he won and that he beat Hadi.
If you get enough people to report, it shuts it down. Like, so if somebody keeps reporting, so they go hire these companies with bots. It's probably expensive. John Bravo was telling me about it. They hire them with bots. And so all these bots just report your profile over and over and over, and then they just get it taken down. Mine was taken down a year and a half ago, and it was like going on month 2 or 3, and I had to pay the specialist $2,000 to get it back.
Right.
Because I used my Instagram that much for business, and it was I didn't have any of those contacts. I mean, so it happened to Sergio Olympia, and then it happened to me, and then it happened to Boston. It happened to Boston first. Right. The Sergio Olympia, me, and then a couple other people too. But there's just one guy you could hire. It was like, he kind of charged you by how much following you had, and he would go. He knew somebody at Instagram that would get it back.
He was actually the guy taking the pages down and then charging people to get them back.
I know, that's what I was going to say.
He was working both ends.
Did you find out who did it, Armand?
You can't find out.
That's because they reported.
You know why they did it? Why did they pick you out like that? What did they do? What did you do to piss somebody off?
Well, we all speak our mind. People don't like that.
Yeah, but
they don't like success neither. If you're successful, they're gonna. If you have a business,
there was such a bigoted overtone to this whole thing, because it was like Iranians.
Oh, yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah,
and the vitriol. My God, where do you generate this much hate from over a freaking bodybuilding contest?
It's the extremists. The ones that are with the government over there are the crazy ones. Like
nuts. I mean, what the hell?
Like,
I mean,
the ones that are anti-government, which is like 80% of the population over there. I have family over there still. They do not like the government. The ones with the government are the extremists, because the government's all the religious leaders. So they're the ones that, believe that, like, if they kill everybody and themselves, they're going to paradise.
It's a death cult.
So those are the ones that are sending all these nasty messages, and that gives Iran a bad name, unfortunately, because the 20% of the ones doing it gives all of them the whole country a bad name, because this has never happened with another country ever in bodybuilding.
No,
so
never.
Hadi really needs to go and say, listen, if you are my fans, y'all need to stop sending these crazy ass messages to people. This is my brother. I love him. I train with him. We have the same coach. We were together all the time. We ate together. We did everything together. This is my brother. I love him. Stop sending these messages.
But that's true. But beyond that, bodybuilding has always been the last bastion of equality and non-bias. And we were always, all of us, if you lifted iron, we were brothers. Period. Doesn't matter.
John, you know what? You know what the problem is? The problem is, and I don't know Hadi personally because he doesn't speak English, so I've never spoken to him, but more than likely this is the scenario. He's Mr. Olympia. He wants to win again. He has the physique to win again. Obviously, all the guys that potentially could have beat him were a little off, right? I mean, the tall guys like Andrew Jack and Samson Dowda. So he figures, I'm going to win this show. Now he's got all his countrymen telling him, if you don't win, you know what the reason is. It's because it's racist, it's racial, or it's religious, or everyone's feeding his head, right? So now he doesn't win, right? Because it's a very close decision. Derek wins, and he loses his mind because all these things that have been filling his head now, come true, right? So now he believes it because it can't be that maybe my physique wasn't as good as Derek's on that day. It must be that these guys were right. And so he gets so steamed up that he actually runs off stage, takes his medal off, right? Which is completely unsportsmanlike. And we don't know what. I know Jim Mannion's not happy about that, and he potentially could get suspended for that. And then after a couple hours goes by, I'm sure Hani Rambod calls him or goes sees him in his hotel room and must said, "What are you, nuts? You can't do this. That's unsportsmanlike." Now all of a sudden he's if you read his posts, which are in English, which means he probably didn't write them, but I'm sure the sentiment is probably his, that he feels bad and he's happy for Derek because obviously he's his teammate at Evogen and all this, but he's already got these fanatics, who are fans of his. It's like a machine out of control. And he initiated that whole thing by him walking off stage because that got them, made them fanatical. And so he set in motion all these things that went on, which I'm sure now he regrets, especially because he doesn't want to get suspended and he doesn't want to get sanctioned for what he did. And
that's not the reason he should be regretting it.
Well, at the end of the day, he's a bodybuilder and he knows he's going to come back and compete next year. So I'm sure he regrets all that because I don't think he gives a shit about the politics of anything. I think he just wants to, bodybuild like all of us do, right?
Dave,
but the difference is he's a big time athlete and he represents the country.
But he's the
and he has going on forever though.
The reigning Mr. Olympia.
There's never a show where somebody doesn't fucking think that this guy should have went over that guy. There's never been a show. Ever.
It was let me finish. It was his responsibility to go on there and tell everyone, you know what? I lost. I'll be back. I'm gonna kick his ass next year, and that's the end of it. I don't want to see any repercussions. It's bodybuilding. That's the way it goes. That's what a true champion does. They can win gracefully and they can lose gracefully.
You got to know how to lose knowing to win, Dave.
This is a proxy war.
Yeah,
it happens. It happened with Russia and the United States with the Olympics, and this is the same thing going on. This is basically spilling over from what's going on with Israel and all the Middle East right now. And this is just something for them to jump on. Yeah. Another thing to say, look, see the West, they're evil and they're crooked and they stole our title and this and that.
Well, unfortunately, we gave him the title to begin with. So if they were that crooked, he never would have won, right?
Yeah, but they're not rational.
No, I know they're not.
No,
you're dealing with freaking insane people.
And it's a very small percentage of people, so you can't say it's everyone. It's because that.
No, it's the ones that came out online are the ones that are crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
They're the fanatics.
Listen, like Armand said, I have friends that are freaking I have family members that are married Lebanese into Lebanon, and I have friends that are from Pakistan and all those, and they're all Muslim. They're nothing like they don't think the same way that everybody else, like what Armand was saying, how he has family members.
Stayed at Craig Pasta, John.
What's that?
All these people stayed at your house. They were fine, right?
Yeah, right.
I got to give him the Lee Haney pasta.
Yeah, there you go.
Why don't you invite Hadi to spend Christmas at your house, even though he's not he doesn't celebrate that holiday, but you can ship him up with some pasta and some meatballs and sausages, and you
he would see the fucking statues and the demons I have in the room and everything. He'd be like, fucking that's demonic. I gotta get the fuck away from this.
He would love your house, Greg. He would have a ball.
Well, he'd probably be like, holy shit, there's something wrong.
He should tour. Derek is an American, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and he celebrates Christmas or Thanksgiving.
Derek made
Hadi and him should have like Thanksgiving dinner together with his family and show how they get along and show.
Oh gosh,
George,
dressing up like fucking pilgrims and shit.
Yeah.
George.
No, but I mean, I'm saying,
John, right?
look. The sport is everything is so public now that there's so many people on Instagram. It's not like it was before. These athletes are like the Olympics, the Olympians.
You know what I'd like to see, John? I'd like to see Mr. G baking cookies with Hadi. How funny would that be?
Yeah, it would be like, remember when Martha Stewart got out of prison and she had Snoop Dogg on the show and they were cooking together? That's exactly how it would be.
All right. So Hadi, if you're listening, you can come over. Dave will come over. We'll bake some cookies together. You know, we'll have some laughs. We'll work out. I'll take you to my MMA gym. You know, and we'll show how despite being from different countries, we're human beings. You know, at the end of the day, we want to get along. You know, we'd rather battle it out on the athletic field than battle it out.
You could get Craig Titus out on a furlough and join you guys.
There you go.
Hadi Rambod did a video with the two of them together trying to say that, you know, they're both athletes and they both worked hard and they're going to be back and this and that. Whatever.
It was awkward.
And the two of them didn't say a word. They just stared at each other like they were mad dogging each other.
Right.
It was very awkward.
And there was no celebration last year when Hadi won. There was a big celebration. There was no celebration for Derek this year.
No,
they didn't congratulate him. Nothing.
So much for that brother bullshit. We're brothers.
There's some serious tension. Yeah, I saw the same thing, and there was a lot of tension during that meeting. I mean, Hadi was saying everything. Why is Hadi explaining everything? Why aren't they talking?
Hadi has both of them as athletes. He's trying to make the peace, probably. I'm sure.
Just like looking like that, man. If I was Hadi, I don't know how I would take it as one of my athletes acting that way. And you got Americans that are saying, you know, that Derek didn't do anything either. He congratulated him and then he walked off later. That's perfectly okay. And I'm like, no, that's still not okay. Look at Jay Cutler's rivalry with Ronnie. Look at Kai and Phil. They still stood there year after year after year, getting second, and did it, you know, took the pictures like you're supposed to. And you can't do that. And it is a big deal. I was watching a video, even like Steve Kuko was taken up for Hadi saying that it was okay what he did. No, it was not okay.
No, it's not.
You take your pictures.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Kuko said that?
Yeah. He's like, he congratulated him, and then he took his medal off and left. I'm like, that's not okay.
No.
You don't take your medal off and leave. That's bad.
He couldn't wait another 30 seconds to finish taking the pictures. Come on.
That was
sportsmanship.
You know what?
Next year they're both going to lose.
That was such. I mean, I would never have expected that on, you know, the Olympia stage anymore, and anything even close to that.
You know, the
closest we ever got to that. The closest we ever got to that was in '80 when Arnold came back and Zane went haywire and went through.
Who's that? Who's making all that noise?
What do you think? You George. You should be an automatic response.
You're right.
Automatic.
Like
whenever there's noise, you mute George. I mean, it should be reflex by now, Dave. Noise, George. Noise, George. It's like 100% of the time. I mean, what's it going to take? Like Blackman, it's a best steak. I mean, it's a ribeye.
Dave, what would you do as you're Hadi right now? What are your thoughts? What would you do?
I think
Hadi was your athlete.
Yeah, I think Hadi was. I think he was horrified. I think he knew there was no right thing to do. He tried to make the peace, but I think Hadi needed to cool down for a day or two. The next day he was posting stuff, but I think it was Hadi actually posting on Hadi's Instagram because Hadi posted in Arabic all the time, and all of a sudden there's English posts coming on this.
Yeah, Farsi, yeah.
So, do you know what that reminds me of?
No matter what he posts, no matter what whoever posts, there is no coming back from that.
Dude, that reminds me of when
that will follow him and haunt him for the rest of his career.
I think that's the way to ever win again.
Do you remember when Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas, and and fucking Don King ran over there, was holding up Buster Douglas's hand, and he's like, "Yeah, this is the guy right here," and fucking Mike Tyson staring at him like, "You motherfucker," you know what I mean? Because that was his coach, you know what I'm saying? His
promoter.
You know what I mean? His promoter, right? Right. That's what I meant. But you know what I'm saying? It was fucking, and he was pissed. He actually went after him in the airport. You know what I'm saying? Tyson. But that's
look. No one likes losing, and you know what?
You can't have two.
You go backstage and you know, or go back to your hotel room and smash things, and don't do it in front of anyone else. Never let people see you sweat. You know, never
exactly.
But how do you have two horses in a race though? That's not easy.
Never let him see you sweat.
How come Ramy went from first to fifth place and he didn't go crazy?
Right, because he's got honor. He's a good guy. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Is carryover from what's going on in the Middle East right now between Israel and Iran
It's
and
because
Palestinians and all
they
that.
filled his head with all this stuff, and it was just he just exploded. And you know what?
Yeah, but it's not
No.
him. It's these fans.
He's the
If
representative.
he didn't win, it was going to be like this. We all knew that if he didn't win, it was going to be, you know.
Dave predicted it.
I predicted.
Dave predicted it. Dave predicted
Yeah,
it. Dave said if Hadi doesn't win, he's going to walk off. Dave said it.
Forget
Totally
the walk off.
before it happened.
Larry's right. Larry's right, because what Larry's trying to say is not Hadi. Forget about Hadi. He's talking about the fans, the people that went over to Derek Lunsford's thing and went attacked. He's saying the fans it's the spillover of the fans. I mean, look what's going on in this country.
That's a separate issue.
If those were my fans, though,
talking about what happened.
He has
Everybody-
no
the onus of
control over what his
responsibility.
fans do. But
Larry's not talking about Hadi, though. He's talking about the fans.
The issue relevant to us is Hadi's lack of sportsmanship and his behavior
Come
at
on,
the Olympia.
we've seen guys throw the
That's what
fucking
the issue
trophies
is.
backstage.
We want to talk about why his fans are riled up and carrying over. That's true, completely 100%, but it's a separate issue. What we witnessed was poor sportsmanship among our Mr. Olympia, our brother.
Seen it many years. Seen it
No, you
many
haven't.
times.
No, you haven't. What name of Mr. Olympia that's done that, Greg?
No, you've
No,
seen
that's
stuff.
what
What
I
about
said earlier,
when
no
what's his name?
no one did.
Jesus Christ.
No one, Greg.
Not
There isn't
the,
any.
no, wait a minute though.
Trophy.
Even
Not
Bill
Mr. Olympia,
Cosby
but I'm
had that
talking about
rivalry.
like you've seen it at the Olympia. What about even the famous with Mike Menzer fucking saying "fuck you,
never
Arnold"? I
competed
should have won.
again.
You know, backstage you're going
He
at it.
never
and shit.
competed again. He wasn't Mr. Olympia.
He
though.
But there's a lot of guys who throw trophies. What about the one where Vince Taylor? Who was it? That was it? Not Kevin. Who was it?
Throw it backstage.
Greg, we're
Don't
talking
throw
about
it
a
in,
Mr.
out on the
Olympia,
audience.
the zenith, apex representative of our sport.
I get
That's
it,
what we're
but
talking
still,
about.
you're talking about. First of all, bodybuilding's not a sport like that. You don't win on merit. It's not like I knocked the fucking guy out. It's in it.
Greg.
It's it. What's better, Michelangelo or fucking? You know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck?
Beauty pageant, whatever you want to call it.
You guys are not getting
Whole
it.
other argument.
There's the pressure of his whole country and the fanatics in his country behind him. They built a statue there of him, and
Of course.
they worship him, and he's like their figurehead, and their bodybuilding is big over there. Like over there, bodybuilding is like NFL over here, maybe even bigger. And he's the one that like their champion. And now he has to represent them. And they even said like him losing.
Whatever Larry's going to make a
But
good
his
point.
attitude riled the fans up more. If he didn't do that on stage, the fans wouldn't have been that extra.
Right.
You know, he made them go extra far by walking off. If he hugged Derek, stayed on the stage, did what he was supposed to do, it wouldn't have been that bad. If Derek lost, Derek would have gave him a hug, stayed up there, taken pictures, and been a gentleman. That's how Derek is. We don't even know Hadi because he doesn't speak English. We don't even know what his personality or anything about him.
And that's
just telling me that the fans would have
part of the problem.
I don't believe that.
He just
I don't
showed you
believe
what
the
he was
fans would have
about.
just been like, okay, that's good. Okay, he lost. It's like Larry said, I think they're fanatical. Even if he got up there and blew fucking Derek Lunsford,
like Larry said,
I think his
Hadi
fans would have
showed
freaked out.
people who he was.
I got to make a very important point. All right. Hadi Choopan was the Mr. Olympia. That means he's the apex, like John said, bodybuilder in the world. He is representing the bodybuilding world. And the fact that the judges anointed him that right there shows you that there's no bias, there's no religious or country bias. He was the best bodybuilder last year. He won the title. And unfortunately, and this is why I wanted to ask him this question at the press conference, but I wasn't on the press corps. He did not represent the sport very well over the last year. Matter of fact, we didn't hear anything from him. Okay. Yeah. And, you know, he could have put videos out there where they would have translated it. He didn't have to show his body, but he should have at least been a representative of the sport in the sense that, hey, this is who I am. This is what I believe. And I think I would have gone a long way towards people being even more endeared to him. Okay. So he didn't really perform the way but you know what? Sometimes a person's first year, they're nervous. They want to really focus on the title defense. And then he comes in this year and he loses. Okay. Now, when you lose, the presidency or whatever title is the apex title that you have in the world, it's your onus or responsibility to act in a mature way, to take the loss in grace, at least to the public, and to show that you're not a sore loser and congratulate the person who beat you, whether you believe they should have beat you or not. You have to be a politician, because that's what Mr. Olympia is. He's a politician for the sport of bodybuilding. And if you can't adhere or embrace that role, then you probably shouldn't be in that role. And maybe, rightfully so, he lost the title. Because I will say this about Derek. I know he's going to be a great representative of the Mr. Olympia title. I think he's going to put himself out there. I think he's going to, try to inspire people and act as a role model. And in that sense, I think he's going to do a great job. Jay Cutler did a great job. Every other Mr. Olympia before that did a great job. Dorian was one of these people who kind of disappeared, but he inspired a lot of people through the articles he did in the magazines with his training knowledge and all the stuff that he did do in the off season, during the year. So in essence, he did influence a whole generation of bodybuilders through his training techniques and his blood and guts mentality. We know nothing about Hadi. We don't know how he trains. We don't know how he eats. We don't know anything. And I don't think he went to any great strides to try to improve that connection with the fans. So, it just, him walking off left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, including the judges. And he's going to have to do a lot to kind of rejuvenate his reputation if he's going to want to come back next year and try to win that title back. That's for sure.
He
Dave,
should have done a U.S. tour.
He has
Why
a
did he
lot
tour
of-
the U.S.? You
Let
go
me
to
say
U.S.
something.
gyms
let me say
all
something.
around
He
the
has a
country.
lot of-
Because
lot
this is
of-
international.
Hold on, guys.
Here.
Huh?
One at a time, guys.
Hadi Choopan is his coach. Don't you think him being the owner of Evogen, Hadi Choopan would like nothing more than for Hadi to be on social media, promoting his products, promoting his supplement brand, all that. And I'm sure Hadi Choopan wants that. But
He's hard-headed.
But Hadi is part of that Iranian culture, and he's part of those fanatical people, and he showed it. And he's not come back and apologized. Somebody put up something, but it's not even an apology. He hasn't told his fans, knock this off, don't do it.
Yeah.
It's still going on.
Oh, he hasn't done that, huh? I thought he did.
No, he did not.
Someone said he did, but I haven't seen anything.
No, he
And
did not. He just said somebody posted something about congratulations to Derek. He didn't say to his fans, knock this shit off. Don't do it. This is not good. He didn't say that.
Something was posted in English on his account. He obviously didn't write it, but
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
whether you realize it or not, he doesn't care about the bodybuilding community, the rest of the world. He's stuck in his little culture there and what they got going on. And he's part of that. And he's their figurehead. That's all he cares
really good
about.
point. That is a really good point, because it underscores the fact that we don't even understand on any level the difference in society and social makeup of their philosophies and ours. So Larry's completely right. How does he give a shit about bodybuilding, the IFBB, the bodybuilding fans, us, or anybody else? He cares about himself, his self-preservation, and his image among the people who look up to him from his country, and who are obviously completely, devoted and enamored to him with him, or they wouldn't have, conspired together to, create this chaos that they've been putting out there.
Do you think this is a violent and racist conversation?
No, that's it. Who cares?
No,
this is what Hadi wrote. Hadi wrote this on his Instagram. Hadi said, or whoever wrote this for Hadi, he said, "Laugh, bro. A hero has negative and positive fans. Just like football and other sports, the fans are respectable, and the reaction of the fans of each hero is based on the emotions of the moment, not their character. They are all the best, and the best is for everybody. I am happy that my friend is happy today, and I thank all the people of their feelings and accompanying me, and all the champions of the Master Olympia, and I want to thank them to be calm and not to mix competition with being brothers. We are all human, We are all brothers and equals. Be happy and let the happiness spread to the whole world. I love you, heart. That's not him writing that. Like,
no,
he didn't write that.
No way.
And no, this is not a racist conversation. We're just talking about reality. We're talking about what actually did happen. So whoever out there thinking we're not making this up.
The people on this panel felt Hadi should have won. So I mean, how is that?
We're not making this up. We weren't the people that went on Derek's Instagram and reported him and threatened his life and threatened his family's life and did all this stuff. We're just talking about what actually transpired.
Right.
We love Hadi.
Not only are we talking about it's unprecedented.
Yeah.
This is unprecedented. This is a complete unprecedented affront to the glue that holds us together as bodybuilders. This isn't just like, kicking the can down the street. This is a serious issue here among us. And the fact that there is an anti-American bodybuilding coalition now being bred in the Middle East is fucking insane. Over a loss of a bodybuilding contest. This is absolutely completely out of control.
But the whole world's out of control right now, John. We haven't acknowledged it on this show, but the whole world's out of control right now. Everything that's going on over there is out of control. Exactly. Yeah. So this is just carryover from what's going on over in the Middle East.
But this is also
it's another.
I think it's important to say also, look, some people felt Hadi should have won. Some people thought Samson should have won. Some people felt that Derek deserves to win.
Thank you. That's
the bottom line. The bottom line is whatever you think doesn't matter. The bottom line is, and the reason why this was such a difficult show to judge was because everyone was a little off. I don't believe Hadi was on 100%. I don't know what you guys are looking at. I mean, I hear people say, "Oh, he was the best he ever was." That's BS. Look 2 years ago if you want to see the best he's ever been.
People are looking at filtered pictures.
Okay, so when I went to the VIP party afterwards, I saw Steve Weinberg there, and you know what? I shook his hand. I said, "You know what, Steve? This was probably the hardest Olympia you've ever had to vote, pick, because no one was in the best shape." He goes, exactly. He goes, it was very hard because we had to find who had the least amount of flaws. And that was Derek. And I think Derek put it away from behind. He was flawless from behind. He was shredded. He had a great back double, great back lat spread. And we know sometimes when it's close, shows are won from the back. And that's the bottom line. It was splitting hairs. It was that close. So, it doesn't matter how many points you win by. Ronnie Coleman crushed people. Dorian crushed people for many years in a row. But if you win by 1 point, you're still the champ. And that's it. He won. Derek won. Everyone else has to say, okay, maybe I didn't agree with that, but Derek's the Mr. Olympia now, and there'll be a rematch next year. That's how you have to look at bodybuilding. That's, unfortunately, it's not who crosses the finish line first. It's who looks just a little better, Let
me say something. First of all, Carlo, did you check the pics for the contest that you put up last week?
I've had a hard time finding it, but
I have the results.
It's on your post.
They're filtered.
Yeah, I won. I picked everything right.
Awesome.
You did?
Yeah, I did. I got every single one right.
Larry.
Well, there was another guy.
He wants his chicken.
So did I, Larry. So did I.
That's
what's your point, Larry? You want your chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't an accident that I won. I won because I understand bodybuilding. And let me say something. I was at the show in person. However, my seats were like in the middle of the arena. So from where I was sitting, I had to watch the big screen. And so after prejudging, I sort of had Hadi maybe ahead because I'm sitting there watching that screen, and the screen was not very good.
No.
And that's what you're watching on pay-per-view. But at the night show, I was like, screw this. And I walked up to the front and I found myself a seat right in the front. And sitting in the front row where I could actually see them on stage, things looked a whole lot different than what I was seeing on that screen. Because all of a sudden I could see, first of all, Derek had a lot of fullness and a hardness that you couldn't see on the screen.
Yep.
And Hadi, he was a little watery at the prejudging, but then he hardened up for the night show, but he was a little flat. And when Derek stood next to him, he was much fuller and he had a hardness to him. Besides just the back, he was just bigger. And you didn't see that on the screen because you can't see details on the screen.
By that measure, then Larry Sampson should have won.
No, Samson
Samson
was
was
hard enough.
Samson was way off.
He was too,
compared to those two.
He was soft compared to those two.
It was not. Put it this way: it was not a great Olympia in the sense that everyone was shredded to the bone, and they had to decide on that. It was like, well, who had the least amount of flaws? Samson, if he would have been in shape, he would be Mr. Olympia right now. There's no doubt.
You know what's even more interesting than that, Dave, is that all of this conjecture would be completely moot right now if Nick Walker didn't tear his hamstring.
Yeah, exactly.
He would be Mr. Olympia right now.
Possibly.
Period. End of story.
No,
Based on what showed up, instead of saying, well, Derek got both side poses and both back poses, and the front double was equal, and Hadi got him on the ab shot.
Well,
and
we don't know if Nick Walker would have been off too. He might have been off.
Instead of all of that, Nick would have destroyed him for every single pose, front and back and side, and we wouldn't be talking about any of this right now.
So how do you know we're in shape?
We would have to seen him up there just like anybody else.
Yeah, man.
You never know.
Let me tell you something. When all those guys came out on stage, this blanket of dread came right over me. And I said, fuck, they're all out of shape. Every one of them is off. Every single guy up there is off.
I don't think Derek was off.
Who's never
and I personally, think a lot of that had to do with the fact that how long they had these guys waiting and how late they went on at night. Although Jake Wood seems to think that I was just trying to get clicks by saying that, but that you guys know me by now. If I say something, it's because it's from the heart, and I really. And
everybody's saying it along with you, Dave.
Yeah.
Phil Heath agreed with me. As a bodybuilder, you do not want to wait all day to get on stage. I know there's a marketing aspect of the show.
Normally.
What?
Normally they're asleep by 10. They're not
opposing. Right. You can't. You can't expect these guys to wait all day and night and sit through a show and then have to get on stage at the end. First of all, it's anticlimactic, and I don't know. It just 2 years in a row this has happened now. Okay, they used to put the men on first on Friday night, and then the women's finals would go after that when it was at the Orleans Hotel. Since they've moved it out of there, they've been doing it this new format, and the guys have just been off. And it's no coincidence. There's a lot of data to back up what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
They need to go back to prejudging in the morning and night show at night.
Or mid-afternoon, John. It doesn't have to be, even if they would have started it at 5 when the show started on Friday night and done the men first, even if they did the first couple rounds and then did some women and then did the end rounds after. Let them get on stage and do their thing. The body doesn't respond well at night, especially the bigger guys. The bigger you are, the worse you get later at night. It's just inevitable,
The people in charge, though, like Jake Wood, is like he was on Dennis's podcast. He's saying it doesn't matter, why should someone else go late at night other than someone else? They have not competed before, just like Dave said. They've never competed before. They don't know what it's like to dial in, and you can't say that. You've never been in that situation.
The women already had their prejudging. It was their night show.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. It's already decided, essentially.
Well, listen, Derek.
And I get it. That's your show now. But when people are giving you all this feedback, just because you're in charge and you're the boss, to be a good boss, you need to take the feedback and understand. Right. And I think they should take a poll from the bodybuilders. Hey. Yes. What do you guys feel like is the problem? And get that feedback, not just say, no, this is the way it is, and it's going to be. It's not working out that way. That's not fair to the competitors.
We can agree to disagree, I said to him, but I said, no disrespect. I said, we don't know each other that well. I said, but please just think about it. I know right now, you have your way of thinking about it, but think about it. He's like, well, I still believe you did it for clicks. I said, I don't do anything for clicks. If I wanted to do it for clicks, first of all, it would have been on a YouTube channel. I put it on our Instagram because I did it spontaneously as I was walking back at 12 midnight from the show because I was upset because I knew what the bodybuilders went through and I knew how fatigued I was just waiting around. I know that these guys, and look, I used to have to go through this when I would compete at the Nationals in the USA. The super heavyweight guys would go on 11 o'clock at night. and we would be sitting backstage waiting and waiting to all the classes to go. The place would almost be empty by the time we got on stage. And you never were your best that late at night because you were shot at that point. You wanted to go to sleep. So there's no reason why they have to subject these guys for prejudging. Night show, no problem. I don't care. You put them on at midnight if you want, but not for prejudging. Stupid.
Prejudging should be in the morning because the morning is when everybody's the hardest. So
yeah, I mean, but even like mid-afternoon is fine, John.
It was like that for decades. Why did they change it? Leave it
because
alone.
They want to sell more tickets to the Friday night show, which is fine. Just put the men on first. Then Dan said to me, he's afraid that everyone's going to leave. I said, no one's leaving. They're paying $200 a ticket. No one's leaving.
I gotta say,
they're hanging out. They're not leaving.
Wait, I got to comment on that right there. Dan, I love Dan. He's a very dear friend of mine. That is not the mentality to have. The optics of people leaving is for some reason ostensibly wrong or bad. It's not. You're the promoter. They paid $200 whatever for the ticket. You got their money. If they want to sit in the car and listen to it on the radio or watch it on YouTube on their phone, that's their prerogative. Leave them alone.
Sure, people did.
Money. Okay, so if you're worried about optics, why you're certain people? I know, for example, my wife would never sit through men's board shorts ever in a million years. She would leave. Okay, she would watch bikini, figure, fitness, wellness, women's bodybuilding. She'd love all of that stuff. That's what she likes. They don't separate that. If she could only buy a ticket for that, she would, but you can't do that. So she is not going to sit through men's bikini. Okay, she's going to leave. You can't make people want to watch what they don't want to watch. Right. You sold them the ticket. You got their money. Let them do what they want with their ticket. I mean, you got to get some point.
Most people are not leaving.
Exactly.
That's how you get people not buying tickets.
But always, you've got to consider the athlete when you make these decisions on planning and execution. You have to consider the athlete, and that's just what you have to do.
I agree.
I think
let Carlos talk. Let Carlos talk. Although I don't know why your camera's back to the long way.
Looks like he's in church.
Yeah, I think he's at Mr. G's apartment.
Yeah, there we go.
That's better.
All right, thank you. I have the one window on my side that looks like a church window, John. But thank you. I want to weigh in on the Hadi thing. Completely unprofessional. He's got a whole country behind him. And guys, in the Middle East, they take that extremely serious. Armand, you've already attested to that. So this is more than an Olympia. This is nationalism. And they treat anywhere other than the United States, they actually treat a champion like a champion should be treated. In America, you can be a national champion and nobody here gives a crap about you. Everywhere else, Europe, the Middle East especially, they roll out the red carpet. They treat you like a champion. They give you servants. They do all sorts of great stuff for you. So I'm sure for him, there was a lot of respect and nationalism. So let me just say that. But as far as the prejudging, I agree with you, Armand. People are not going to go to prejudging when starts at 11.
That's got to be Mr. G again.
I agree with you, Dave.
Hold on, Carlo. We can't hear you.
Dave, reflex.
It's not Mr. G. I think it's Greg.
Well, he's second.
All right, go ahead, Carlo.
Is my
Carlo,
no, you're fine. You're good.
Okay, all right. What I was saying is, if I went to, I was in that arena 2 years ago, last time they had it in Orlando, and I hated it. Like you, Larry, I actually had a very good seat, but when I was in the back, standing there, I would look at the camera. I'd be like, "This is not what I'm seeing." It's so much different when you're on stage. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, how do you allow a bodybuilding prejudging to go on at 10:30? Dave, I'm with you.
Yeah. We just lost Carlo. Poor Carlo. He's having a lot of trouble with that cell phone today.
He's been down there to coin the corner the whole freaking show. Everything was fine. The second he starts talking, Larry does the same thing.
He must have my mic.
I have 2 winners. I didn't know Larry won, but there were 2 winners. But maybe I should wait till Carlo comes back before I put him up. I wanted to also send out a get well soon.
First of all,
our good friend Troy Moore
at the night show, they did have a conference.
Carlo, we didn't hear you. You were gone for.
No, Larry's talking. Oh, there's Carlo.
Carla, you disappeared for about 5 minutes.
Oh, it's awesome. I'm having a great day. Listen, I'm just off because this is troubling here. Send me the names of the winners. I'm more than happy to get them the chicken that we owe them. Congratulations to the guys.
Let me pull up these people and see if I can show off who won here.
It's on the.
I wasn't
comment.
aware that Larry won, but I'll take his word on it.
Did you say Troy Moore won?
Larry, did you post? Did
Yeah.
you say Troy? Post,
So this
Larry?
guy Stuart Ellis, excuse me, he got the top 10, or I don't know if he got top 10, but he at least got top 7 here. Derek, Hadi, Sampson, Brandon, Jacked, Labrada, Crizzo. So that's one. That was right. So we're going to send him some chicken. And then I had another one here from our friend Derek, who's on the who does sends Chris and Cito and I questions on the heavy muscle shows. Is this it? Yeah, here, hold on. So he's Artie Stern here, and he got Derek, Hadi, Sampson, Brandon, Andrew, Hunter, Crizzo. So two winners, and then Larry. I haven't seen Larry's. Where are your picks, Larry?
It's on their post. I'll show it to you. I took a screenshot of it.
Okay, all right. You didn't edit that post.
Don't question Larry. Larry's proficient. Don't question.
Here it is. And the only reason I know is because two people commented on that.
Man, what the hell? Oh, good. There it is.
All right.
There it is. There it is.
And that's from 5 days ago too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You did a really
There you
good
go.
job.
Wow.
You actually wrote out the
Be
full
a
name.
judge.
Yeah.
I know. Larry should be a judge.
I don't know. That just shows an L. How do you know it's Larry?
That's true. What I was saying about
I'm kidding.
Look at that.
Hold on, guys.
It has my whole name on there. What are you talking about?
I'm kidding you. I'm only making a joke. Trust me. I'm not trying to stop you from getting your chicken.
What I was saying about Troy Moore is Troy Moore had a stroke. I don't know if anyone knew that.
Oh
Yes,
shit!
sir.
No,
I did that.
Troy did.
Yeah, but I think it
He's
was
a
only
good guy. I love Troy Moore.
it was only a mini stroke of his eye. He lost his vision in one eye and the other eye's a little blurry, but that's about it. So hopefully,
Did the vision come back or is it permanent?
He said he's
I
getting
was-
some of the vision back on the one eye. Hopefully, the other eye comes back too. But he just had it like the other day. So you know,
I was
Oh,
texting
man.
him, and he was reading my text. So
well, he's got the one eyes working. Yeah. So
yeah.
Oh man.
so
He's
we
a
got to
good
send him
guy. I
some
love
prayers and some healing energy out there. So
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Troy used to hang out with Jimmy Quinn.
Troy
The
used to hang
shortest
out with
bodybuilder
everybody.
and the biggest bodybuilder.
they live together, George.
They used to go. It was like mini me. It was unbelievable. I mean, Troy's like 5'2" and Jimmy's 6'3", and they used to walk in the clubs together, and it was the greatest thing ever.
He told me he used to live with Jimmy. They used to shoot up test suspension together in the bathroom.
Troy's a great guy. Did you ever see the cars that he fucking does?
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit!
Greg, I
I
grew
could
up
have
with
work
Troy.
on my fucking
Luke
Honda.
Camaro was gorgeous.
Yeah, Troy's from Levittown.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
went to the same clubs together. His
Hey.
father was a big time karate guy that actually died of a heart attack in his 40s.
Oh, I didn't know that. He died.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's the cars he does. Yeah. some of
Yeah,
the cars.
Troy builds that shit, bro. He's fucking great.
He's very
Yep. Yeah, the
Those
SEMA
truck
show.
shows?
No, the SEMA show is going on now in Vegas.
How it is?
Show all of that stuff. Yeah.
He's a good man. I hope he gets better. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
did know. I was going to go with him. So the reason I contacted him and found that is I'm going out there in February for an event, and I wanted to drop by his shop and see him. But
Right.
then he tells me he had a stroke. Like that day.
I'm sure he'll be back at the shop by then.
yeah.
Hold on. I
He's
want
from
to pull up one
Levittown.
more.
Ain't nothing gonna kill him yet.
You want to? It's funny because people from who don't, what do most bodybuilders wear? To a show.
Shirt, clothes.
What kind of clothes? What do
Jeans.
bodybuilders wear?
Like I don't know, like
Baggy
sweatshirts.
shit.
Baggy stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Big baggy clothes. Well, I mean, come on.
TJ Michael.
Yeah.
Remember that shit?
Oh
Whatever,
yeah.
the
Fucking
latest, the
crazy
greatest.
wear.
Right. Yeah.
Black-
Tony Freeman used to wear the Adidas tracksuits, but Andrew Jack. So look at Andrew Jack sitting in the airport. Like, I'm hot watching him. Hold on, shoot, I blew it. Hold on.
Some of these guys, I sweat my balls off just looking at them when what they wear. Like,
in a million years, I wouldn't wear what he's wearing. Hold on, let me see.
What's you? I can't.
He was
Dave,
wearing
I
like
saw,
a
I saw
sweater.
that text.
He was wearing like a sweater,
Did you see the girls that Kaspari was hanging out with?
Oh no, he just took a picture with those girls.
Those girls
with
with
boobs. Yeah,
Is that real?
yeah.
yeah.
Yes, George.
They were
Yes, that's real. They were born that way. Yeah.
They were blessed.
Like that teacher up in Canada.
Maybe
That
one of
guy.
Dave's
Wait a minute, back up, Greg. George, where does the brain function allow you to ask a question of such an obvious answer? Did you really consider them being real?
I thought it was a costume. I mean,
I think he meant, are they prosthetic or are they fucking implants?
Think how bad her back hurts.
That
Shit.
yells from the top of the mountains right there, George.
Wait,
that
did
is
did
is
the
it-
She's got
doctor do
static
that?
worse than all
Did she
y'all.
get that from a doctor?
Well, she
No,
didn't get it
that's
from her
not
mother.
what
She did it herself.
Must be. Wait, a doctor actually did that.
No.
No,
Home
she did it
Depot, they
herself,
sell
George.
a DIY kit, George. And they can do it, you can do it
Those are
yourself.
two basketballs, bro. That's
all you
disgusting.
need is a caulk gun and
No,
an air
what
compressor.
I want to know what barbarian, what doctor would do that?
Dude, the same doctors
I'm
do a lot
serious.
of crazy shit.
Nadler.
There's a lot of
Nadler would've done
horrible
that.
plastic surgeons. It's
That's
for the money.
insane.
It's
Open
for the
checking
money.
account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should lose your life. Dr. Blau would never do that. He always
That's
had
crazy.
He would send those girls to like psychiatrists when they would come in. Yeah.
Imagine if a guy did that with his schmeckle.
Yeah. All right. So look at Andrew Jack is wearing like a pair of nice like white pants, a sweater. I mean, in a million years when I was that big, I would never wear that outfit because I would be dripping sweat. I don't know how he's doing it. He's like he almost looks like a normal person on the plane.
He wears that when he works out, though. He always wears sweats. He's like
How he does it.
some people just don't sweat that much. I remember when I was on cycles, you sweat like crazy on a
Oh
cycle.
my God. I was
Dave used to
man.
wear string tank tops and shorts in February when the snow is blowing.
I was
Right?
sweating
I
to
was the
death
same
all the
way.
time.
He wore
No
spandex
shoes.
hot pants.
No shoes. Remember we did the show? He always wore no shoes, right? When we
Oh.
first did. He'd be there with no shoes, right?
Who?
You
Oh,
in the
my
studio,
house.
you'd be
Well, that's in my
a
house,
string
not in my
tank top,
studio.
shorts, no
but
shoes.
Before Dave went to prison, I interviewed him at a restaurant.
Yeah, that's
I
classic.
got there first. It was like February, January,
It was snowing.
February. It was like
It was snowing,
It was-
John.
it was snowing. There was like 20 degrees outside. It's snowing like a blizzard. The door opens, blast the cold air and snow blows into the restaurant, and there's Dave standing there in shorts and a tank top.
It has to do with your metabolism too. Dave
Oh, my
has
God.
an insane metabolism.
Yeah.
So
And Black
you know.
running around
But
with all
in a-
But big guys
I had to
always
get
need
dressed.
to or
If I
sweat
had put
a
a
lot.
suit on when I was 300 pounds, it was traumatizing because I knew I was going to be dripping sweat unless the air conditioning was like 60 degrees. I don't know how he does it. There are people like I ran into Kai Greene. He got me in the lobby, and he also had the sweatshirt. Let me see if I have a picture. The sweatshirt up to his nose.
He
He
always
wears suits
does.
a lot,
He's always
too.
coming up.
He when I saw him at Delray Beach a couple weeks ago, he was dressed like that.
He mummy
On
wraps
beat.
himself.
He's the only guy in
That's
Florida
horrible.
who
You
wears
got that
a sweatshirt
sweat.
in the summer.
That
Right?
sweat that starts on your back and goes all the way down your rectors to your ass crack. Like,
This is Orlando.
Yes,
Look
yes,
at how he's
yes.
dressed for Orlando.
Armand's
He's got a
right.
hood on. He's got a hood on. I do love
It's
Kai.
exactly how he was dressed when I saw him.
Yeah,
But he had a
he's-
powerhouse.
Great guy.
But a lot of bodybuilders feel small, so they wear sweats. Also, we all know that.
Kai's not
Well,
small. I
that's-
got news for you.
They wear dirty fucking
his head.
sweatshirts.
Guy is 300 pounds,
Yeah, he's still huge.
In his head.
close to it.
I said, Kai, let's get you on the show. Got to talk to management. Got to talk to my manager.
No, or no, he'll say yes, and then he'll never answer your text.
Dave.
after that.
Dave, Kai forgot about it.
I don't know why he thinks I'm going to ask him questions that are like,
because Kai for everything that happened to him from like 4 years ago and before that, he forgot.
Right.
The people and that actually helped him and stuff. I'm just saying. Sometimes people don't want to acknowledge.
Where does that 4 year mark?
You've been talking to my boy Ron Norman.
What? No.
I said you've been talking to my boy Ron Norman.
Listen, okay.
I saw Ron
you
too.
think Kai would remember me?
Ron's a great guy.
Yeah, of course he would.
Hold on.
Yes.
Would Kai remember me?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so when I said I saw him a couple weeks ago, kind of blew me off.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he didn't recognize you.
Were you like
George?
Trying to
People get to a certain level,
or something like
and
that,
they're not trying to be rude. They just got so many people all at once, and it gets overwhelming.
I walk past people sometimes too, and I don't even see them, and they tell me afterwards, "Oh, I saw you. You didn't walk right by me." I'm like, I'm in like another world when I'm at these shows, you know.
Yeah, but it was just me and him. It was just me and him.
Oh,
it was just me and him right there.
Maybe you scared him.
What?
He probably thought to himself, I've seen this guy somewhere before. I can't quite place him because I've only met 428,000 people since I last saw him.
Really? The guy who gave him $100 bill at the Night of Champions.
How many
when
years
he won
ago
Best
was
Poser
that?
and had no money?
How many
and
years
I handed
ago?
the money and then told Colette to call Dave, who's down interviewing all the winners downstairs at Tribeca Performing Arts College in Manhattan.
Him and his brother got
right, and Dave spoke to Blackman because Kai says, "I don't know what I'm going to do. I got no money left." I go, "Don't, Kai, you're the greatest thing ever happened to this sport." All right, and then from that, and then he called Colette called Dave. Dave told Blackman. Blackman told him, "Come Monday. Monday, you're going to have a contract with MD online," and got him a supplement contract.
I think
so. You tell me how you don't remember that.
Flex Wheeler was involved in that machination as well.
What's that?
I think Flex Wheeler was also involved in that little.
Yeah, he helped him too. Yeah, he definitely said something to Steve too about him.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that we all.
George did give him a $100 bill though, John.
Yes, he did. He definitely gave him a $100 bill.
George, you look different than 20 years ago.
Kai has received many thousands of $100 bills.
No cookies for Kai.
So
no cookies for Kai.
I don't think you can hold them,
especially from the muscle worshippers.
Recognize you immediately.
Yes, hold on. First of all, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying. What about the guy you said, Oscar? What about when I saw the
talking about Oscar Arden?
Yeah,
right. When I saw the documentary they did on him, it was like nothing about MD, nothing about all that stuff, which is helped give him a boost, a leg up, and.
Well, Jesus Christ! I think Ron took him in and everything. You talk to Ron.
Yes, what I'm saying,
Ron wants to kick his ass.
Look, all I'm saying is that you should.
Ron treated him like his son.
Steve Mahat. You guys forget when people help
George, you're unfairly targeting Kai for the outcome of a production company's work. That you don't know what Kai said in the interviews that weren't aired. So that you don't even know what's on the cutting room floor. You have no idea. The producers of that show took the footage that they shot, they cut it up in such a way that followed a narrative for them that fit certain time constraints, and some stuff gets left out. You don't know. You can't blame Kai for that. You don't know.
Hold on.
No, but George is right. Kai. He has a trail of that shit. He has a whole trail of that shit where he's done that with a lot of people. Oscar Arden, who I know very well, good man. Ron Norman, phenomenal guy, great guy. Treated him like a son. Get Ron on it. Get Ron on it.
I'm not saying that Kai's not guilty of that in any regard. What I'm saying is you can't blame Kai for you can't put the onus on Kai for the outcome of a documentary.
Forget about the documentary.
He's got no control over that. He's got no control over that. He may very well have said all kinds of things about MD and George, but we never know because it's on the cutting room floor.
I didn't care about.
All I'm saying, Georgie, all I'm saying is everything else is true. All I'm saying is you can't blame Kai for the outcome of the documentary. He has no control over that. You don't know what he said. You don't know what he interviewed to. You have no idea. That's all I'm saying.
But a lot of people do get to a certain level and they forget who helped them along their way. And just people are like that. It's just
100%.
How people are. I've helped, I helped the guy turn pro one year. Ronnie Coleman sent him to me. I held this guy's hand through the whole prep. Okay. And then the only agreement, I said, you don't have to pay me a cent. Just in the interview, when they asked you who helped you, Armand helped me, win, turn pro. They said, who helped you? I did this all by myself.
Oh.
I was like, wow. And, we spoke after that. It was a while, but people are just like that, man. Some people are like that.
Yeah. I had the same thing happen to me on the Rosie O'Donnell show.
I agree. I don't
think I was on Rosie O'Donnell.
George don't give two shits.
You can't take it too personal.
I think George is worried.
It happened to me on Howard Stern. Scott the engineer.
Yeah.
Rosie O'Donnell's show, same thing. I helped these people, and then it came time. Well, who helped you? Rosie O'Donnell. She goes to the producer. She's on the show. She lost like 100 pounds. They hired me as a trainer, right? And I'm waiting backstage. I'm like, oh, okay, here it goes. Backstage, Rosie O'Donnell. Mr. G's gonna make it, right? So she goes, Rita, I don't know how you wake up so early in the morning at 5 a.m. What keeps you motivated, right? So I'm like, oh, here we go. Come on. Woo! Right? I'm waiting. And then she goes, well, you see, Rosie, it's very hard, but I do wake up. I'm like, motherfucker.
She knew you were
she knew you were son of a bitch. Wait.
John, you know what really happened?
Poor George.
Rosie got one look at him backstage, screaming and ranting. She's like, there's no way that guy's going out on that stage in front of a live camera. Not
2 days.
Oh, cannot be trusted.
Wait. 2 days later, I trained the producer.
That's why
she goes, I'm not paying. She goes, I don't have to pay you anymore. I go, for what do you mean?
What you guys got to understand about Georgie is that the level he's at now is pretty much baseline compared to where he goes when there's a camera on. Okay, and once he's on the level of the camera being on, there's like 3 more levels over that, depending on how important the camera is. Okay, and so the Georgie you're getting now is not the on-camera Georgie. Okay.
Well, I gotta say,
Rosie said, no way this is going on. He is not going on that stage.
Larry's got a cookie, and I think he's froze.
Yeah,
he's frozen. Oh, there he is.
George brought me these cookies.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about the cookies. Larry, you're dead again.
But these cookies are so good. Look how thick this thing is.
Yeah, man.
It's amazing. It's like a meal replacement.
So the real cookies, but protein added?
Yeah, it's got whey protein, and he made these gluten-free for me because I can't eat gluten.
He puts isolize in there, Armand. He puts Dave's isolize in there.
Yeah.
It's good shit. Bro, his peanut butter cups are fucking...
My kids.
I know. I used to order from him every couple of weeks.
Yeah, Armand, you still online? They're online. We just put them up. All you guys are getting a box and a cup.
Yeah.
Oh, you gave me a mug too. Yeah, I forgot. Hold on.
The mug.
You're gonna have if Larry's insisting on crumpling that paper, you're gonna have to mute his mic.
I'm muting him. Yeah, I muted him.
Every time I would order, I would eat the whole order within a day.
Me too, Armand.
I mean, I would get a $200 order. I would eat the whole thing in a day and be so sick. But,
what I do is put them in the freezer. I eat one a day. That's it. Yeah.
You got to remember, I'm an addict.
That's
me
true.
too.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I could eat that.
We got two a chocolate chip double chocolate chunk cookie. One is made with sugar and Dave's isolize, the vanilla, and the other one is going to be completely sugar free, sweetened with no artificial sweetener, but we're going to sweeten it with monk fruit.
How's that, old man?
He's got another
it's going to be
iteration, John,
Dave. You asked for it for the keto.
All right.
And now you're gonna
What's
have
the website, make those
George?
freaking white chocolate peanut butter cups.
What's the
Captain
website?
Protein
Peanut butter
cookies.
cups are unfucking believable.
That is
Better
like-
than Reese's. Better than Reese's.
That's like
People,
putting a
you
little
throw it in the
piece of
freezer.
heaven in your-
Holy shit!
What is it?
I
like
throw
a
them in
little
the.
piece of heaven in your mouth.
Oh my god, dude,
Right?
that shit! I throw them in the refrigerator.
With the,
I'm trying to pull it up,
with the
George. You're
crunchy
not giving me
peanut
the
butter.
website.
Captain
Yeah,
Protein
they gave me a
cookies.
bottle of peanut butter too.
Captain Protein
Yes.
cookies.
That's it.com?
Yeah.
I don't believe that's it.
Oh, it's already you're already selling them.
Oh, he is. Okay.
No, just right now. We just made it live like
How
a
many
half hour
URLs?
ago.
You must own like 10
Oh.
URLs because you keep changing the name of everything.
What are you talking about?
Because you
Oh,
just
there
go
it
to
is.
protein
There you go.
and- Yeah.
There it is.
Anybody who orders gets a free cup today. Free
All right.
mug.
Let's see.
Which we're also going to make. We have a machine now that makes cups. We're going to make one for the whole whack pack.
Keto, gluten-free chocolate chunk. Is that the one you're telling me that I like?
Boy, look at that.
Yeah.
George,
These are
when are you gonna
amazing.
start making weed cookies and selling them to the dispensary?
I don't. No, they don't need weed.
How many
You need
cookies
a
do they
mon-
get for
you need one of my
$79,
cookies,
George?
and to get one of the cups that says "Trust God, faith, believe, never give up," and drink out of this
Yep.
cup every morning, and your life will be great.
Hold on, George.
Dude, his cookies are already
How many
addicting. You don't
cookies,
need no
George, do you
weed.
get for $79?
Yeah.
You get 12 cookies. A
You better
dozen.
put,
You're right.
You didn't put that on the site. You
All
better
right,
add
good.
that.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't say how many cookies you get for that.
I know. I got to put.
All right, so I got you. All right, it seems pretty easy to order.
Yeah, but Dave, you got to explain to the people watching this that they're not normal cookies. So
Oh, these
people
are-
might be 12 cookies. Dude, you can't eat a
It's
whole
a meal.
fucking.
No, each one's a meal. How
No,
many?
Dude,
these
they're
are-
not right. They're not like little
These are-
fucking chips
Hold
of
on, wait a
wine.
second. They're 100 grams. These are 2.5 times bigger than the cookies.
Right.
we
How many
sold
grams of
before.
protein you got in
They're
there?
thick
Break that
cookies,
shit up, you could forget
and I'm
it.
using almond flour. We're using monk fruit. We're using Dave's protein powder. You know the whey isolate, which is the most expensive.
So what? Hold on.
Top.
What's the? How many grams of protein in each cookie?
Is 16.
Okay. So it's but in the keto ones too.
Yeah, the keto ones too.
So what else is? Oh, so what's making up the extra calories in the keto?
Carbs and fat.
Fat.
No fat, no carbs, John, in there.
I'm using
Fat.
almond flour.
Fat and fiber.
almond flour. Oh, using the almond flour, right? Okay.
Yeah, see the ones that you got that Larry's eating. Larry has ones that are gluten free. It's made with gluten free flour.
Right.
So it's a combination of rice flour, coconut flour, and stuff like that. But
Those are full carb ones, though. That's like a regular cookie, though.
those have they have the full carbs.
All right. We got a tip, I think. Hold on.
But those flours have less carbs in them because they're
Those
The
are
rice,
small-
you mean the rice
fiber
flour and that?
fiber and fat.
George,
Well, that's
can
what
I get a
John. You know,
Rice flour is great, but it's really, really chewy. The end result is very.
yeah, it's hard. Yeah, look, I've been doing it for like over 4 years.
All right,
Coming
we
down
got a
with a
tip from
recipe.
James Poitra. And Greg, I'll be stealing this money from you, so you won't be getting your 25 cents. Just want to let you know.
I want my 5 cents.
So you guys will be getting a box. I'm going to be making them this. We'll send them out this week.
All right.
Awesome.
These are really amazing.
I have Armando.
Good,
I
Darren
have
Trevor.
Armando. I have his mailing address. I have
other-
John's.
All right.
I have Larry's. Well, I gave Larry. That's why Larry and Dave got a box at the
He
Olympia.
brought it to the Olympia, yeah. Which
Yeah,
was
this is
very
the best
nice.
cookie I've ever eaten. Like for real.
John, do you remember Mr. G? Oh, where did he go?
Larry, you gonna eat that whole thing, or do you save
I'm right
it?
here.
John.
I'm right here. I'm right here. I thought I could grab
Remember-
a
He
couple.
looks
you
like he's
remember
finishing it off.
Mr. G's youngest son with the red hair?
Yes.
He is a grown man. You would never in a million years recognize him.
I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of him with Thor.
Same goes for Max with you guys.
I know,
the last
I know,
time
it's
You guys
crazy.
saw him. He was 8. He's
I know.
24 now.
I know.
You know?
His son was even younger, I think, when I saw him, right? Well, how
Yeah,
old
I
was
think so. Yeah.
how
My
old
son's 20,
was Sean?
20, 26.
How old was Sean when we did the show?
10.
Oh yeah, he was young. And how old was with the other one, the older one?
My son Joey. Joey
Oh,
was
yeah.
13.
Yeah, he's we haven't seen him. You haven't seen him though, right?
I saw him like like 3 years ago.
Right, but Sean lives with you, right?
Yeah, he lives. Yeah, because my son lives down in Long Island. Sean lives with me.
Right.
Larry, do you have kids?
Yeah, one daughter.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's one problem with these cookies. Once you take one bite of it, you can't put it down. You have to finish it.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
right.
It's that good.
They're very addictive.
And if there's any
They're
more in the
amazing.
box, you have to finish those too.
I've got one left from the whole box.
Oh, you ate that many of them? Oh my God, you're gonna.
That's the problem.
And I'm
So
not a sweet eater.
So these are a little bit different made. So let me tell you,
Mom, he wants the full
John,
fat sugar ones.
what I did, John, is I made them super thick, like a bar cookie.
Right.
And then we pre-mold them, and when you freeze the dough, it tastes better, and have them frozen. So when I bake them, the outside bakes, crisp, but the inside is soft.
Very soft. Yeah.
Oh, it's yeah.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
great.
Lee says he wants the full fat sugar ones, so you better send
Lee's
him.
getting
Those are the ones I want. None of the fucking diet ones.
You want the full sugar ones?
Lee does,
Me too.
Yeah.
Although I bet you the keto ones taste richer.
Keto ones
because
are
of all
delicious.
the
I
extra
want the
fatty.
keto ones.
Are the keto ones chewy too, though, or no?
Yeah.
It would have to be.
They're all good.
Hold on, the keto
It must be
ones.
John because I'm a Jew. That's why I want the keto ones.
John, let me tell you. Dave's a Jew. Dave, why you got to be a Jew, for Christ's sakes? You ruined it, Dave.
Dave is though. Why do people? He is a Jew. I'm Middle Eastern. Dave's a Jew. He's white.
Listen, I live in
Jew
heaven. I'm in Boca Raton.
Hold on, what, John, Mr. G, why don't you put Lenny, since Lenny doesn't do anything all day, why don't you get him to help you out with some of the stuff you're doing?
Because then Lenny would weigh 400 pounds in a cookie.
No, what Lenny's good.
Do you want Lenny making these cookies?
Hold on. In defense of Lenny, Lenny worked in food services at the hospital for 20 years. He probably his technique of cleanliness is probably way better than Mr. G's. I got news for you.
I would
we really. Did you ever see where he lives?
No, but
so hold on.
I saw that. Yeah,
he knows the right techniques though because he worked.
I saw it.
Wait a second. Not where he lives now. He lives with his mom. Over 2 towns over in Lake Worth. So but he used to take his pan and not clean it. Just figure he put it in the freezer. And then you can take it out and reuse it without
tasting, John. Right? Don't the Chinese people do that too?
See, they season the pan that way.
Yeah. No, the best thing that Lenny can do is get in shape and train together. That's.
Well, why would he put his pan in a refrigerator? I don't get that.
Because instead of washing it, he thinks it won't go bad.
Right. So
poison him, so you can take it out of the freezer,
please.
and then heat it up, and throw more shit in there and cook it, and then dump that.
It all like skivats with shit in there,
I wash the pan the second I'm done cooking.
Oh my God!
Right under the faucet. Soap in there.
It's easier.
Wipe it right out. Yeah.
It's easier. It comes off when it's hot. It's easier.
Me too. Fuck that.
Takes 10 seconds.
I clean it. I do exactly like you, Dave.
Yeah.
Second,
I don't know why people put things in the sink. I hate the sink.
Well,
It stacks up. Makes no sense. Takes 2 seconds.
I open his refrigerator. His refrigerator's got this whole section on the side, the whole column on the left-hand side is all dirty dishes. Refrigerator. I'm like, what the fuck?
What are you talking about?
Who's that?
It's a friend of mine, Jimmy Valetti. You don't know. So he goes, well, I don't do the dishes every day. I go, what are you doing? Like the first Thursday of every month?
And wait a minute, you're saying like there's all fucking skivats and shit on there, and he fucking. He said like this egg and shit on there, and you
dirty laundry.
And the fork,
oh my God!
Fork and the knife are underneath it, and it's all stacked up in the refrigerator.
What? Wait a minute, but I don't understand that. You're saying that he thinks like that fucking egg that he ate a week ago that's still on there. You just put food on top of that.
Normally, he would leave it in the sink. All right. So in the summer in New York, you get flies and shit, So somehow we came up with the idea that if he puts not wash the dirty dish, but if he puts the dirty dish in the refrigerator, none of the stuff would rot on there. So he could put a week's worth of dirty dishes in the refrigerator and just wash the dishes all at once to save time. That was his idea.
He's not helping you make cookies.
All right.
Dude, that's
Before we wrap up, I'm going to show you.
Hold on. And before we wrap up, Dave,
Yeah.
it's Veterans Day on Saturday. So I have a veteran here. So I want to put him on. So do your thing now, but then we got to end it with that. If
I
you're,
was
it's
just
all
going
right.
to show you my son sinking a basketball. Did you
yeah.
guys see that? Hold on. Logan can perform under pressure. Here he goes. Watch that. Full court.
Shot I
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Oh,
Get
wow.
out of here.
Flush. Nothing but
That
net.
was insane.
Is
Play
that crazy?
Again. Play that again.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
I mean, John, for a little kid, to have that power.
I want to see that again.
All right, we'll do it
He
again.
must have gone. He's going nuts.
Yeah,
Of course he's going nuts.
Because I had him. I was just video. I said, all right, let's see. Big shot. Let's see. Hit the shot. I said, you'll never do it.
See this. Do it again.
There he goes. It's going right now. It's a far. I couldn't do it. I tried it a few times.
You wouldn't even reach the garbage pails, Dave.
No, I have a good throw. With my shoulder.
He's aiming. Look at him.
I know.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? That's insane.
The amount of strength that it takes for a young kid to do that,
He likes to perform under pressure. He's
Oh
a
my
good pressure
God, that's
performer.
incredible.
Yeah. That's his
He
obsession.
sounds like me.
Now
There's
what
a
he
crowd
should do,
involved.
what he should do now is never touch a basketball.
I told him,
again.
don't
Ever.
try it ever again. Yeah.
Ever. No. Basketball bad. Now, no more.
That's what happens. You try it
You
100
go out on
times
top.
again, you don't get it.
Rest
No,
on
you
your
go out
laurels.
on top. That's he's never going to get a
100%.
shot as good as that again.
100%.
So quit now. That's when you quit.
All right, give us your veteran story here for Veterans Day, George.
How's my sound now?
Terrible.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna put you to John. John is a vet from Desert Storm.
Okay.
He was in Iraq during Desert Storm, right?
Yes, 1990.
1990. So tell him a little here.
What's up, John?
What's up, John?
How are you? You brought me on the show today. I was a United States Marine, and I served in Desert Storm from 1990 to 91 under President Bush at the time. And I just want to wish not only myself, I want to wish all the veterans a lot of support, and anybody going through struggles, that you're not alone, that you have other brothers and sisters out here that are going through the same struggles you're going through. Because when you go through war stays with you for the rest of your life. And if you see a veteran out there down on his luck or whatever, just reach out to him, talk to him, and know that, he was once a hero one day. And by the way, I love the show. It's a great show. I'm Italian also, and
There you go.
I appreciate
That a boy.
Give him a little Italian, Greg.
God bless. That's what I'm going to say to him.
All right, so just happy Veterans Day to everybody, and
you too, John. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for service.
Thank you, John.
Happy Veterans Day. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you,
guys.
All right.
Thank you, John. God bless. God bless.
Yes.
I want to thank everyone for watching live.
Party John, baby.
All right, I've got to mute him. I got to mute him. He's too loud.
Oh, you're muting my mic.
No, I unmuted you.
No, we hear you.
Hey, tell Mel Chancey I want to grow his mohawk. Like, look.
You got to have hair to do that.
I got it. Dave, stop. I got hair. Come on, Dave.
I got to say, Mr. G,
all I do is scroll.
You actually don't look bad with the bald head. You actually have a good face for it. So
God bless Mel. Have you guys seen Mel Chancey's
yeah, it was with Mel
Instagram?
this past weekend.
He prays every day to it says a daily prayer.
Yeah, motivation.
Yep.
He's
It's unbelievable. I mean, he's one of the baddest guys on the planet.
That guy.
He's got a movie coming out.
Amazing story about him. Yeah.
Anybody can change. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's the point. That's what's great. Him and Chuck Zito. They got one Chuck Zito too. They just did a documentary on him.
Lee wants to know what's worse, being with Mr. G or Desert Storm. What causes more PTSD?
And a boy, Lee.
Leo
Actually,
with the last word there. Yeah.
The PTSDs get scared when they see me.
Yeah,
Like,
I
holy
know.
shit! Oh,
All right, I got to. All I know is I think I have PTSD right now. So I got to.
Our head, the head.
Thank you for watching all our Olympia coverage, and we'll have much more after coverage this rest of this week. John and I have to record a show, Rips and Rants, and talk about our experiences with the Olympia.
Yes.
And if for those 2 people or 3 people, including Larry, who won the contest, congratulations for calling the top 7. In a million years, I could do this for a million years. I'll probably never get the top 7 right. So
Me either. That's an incredible feat.
I
no,
salute
Larry
you
did.
for
That's
that.
amazing that Larry did.
Send me your addresses for those 2 winners and Larry, so we can have Carlos send you your chicken.
Out of all of us, I thought it would be Larry who'd get it.
Yeah, probably. Larry's like a savant.
You gotta see Larry's. Hey, Larry's girlfriend. Larry's girlfriend is the nicest. Reminds me of Nicole Bass. Remember how nice Nicole Bass was?
She looks a lot better than Nicole Bass. Come on.
What? No, but I mean, it's not, hold
Well,
on.
Larry's gonna go for your house.
Hold on.
Is that really the only other nice woman you've ever met in your life?
No, but
Jeez, what a
I'm
comparison.
talking bodybuilding. I'm talking because you guys would know it. She's a nice
But I
soul.
want to know how you made that association. I want to understand how that mind process.
Okay,
works.
because
Nicole
I
was
met,
a nice girl, though.
I'm
She
gonna
was.
tell you why.
She was funny.
Because Nicole Bass was warm and friendly and genuine when I met her. That's her persona.
She's 6'2" though.
She wasn't because I'm this big body fan. You know, she went and talked to everybody. That's what I'm saying. So Larry's girlfriend was like that as well when I met her. Very nice. You know,
Nicole
she's
Bass
also-
picked me up and put
she's
me
also
on her
Jack.
shoulder and walked away with me.
yeah, his girlfriend carries
Troy Moore once.
him up
I
the
thought
bed
she was
every night.
gonna. She
She's
threw him like
big.
a basketball. She
Right?
threw him. Remember?
How tall is your girlfriend, Larry?
She's about 5'7".
Yeah,
Yeah, she's
nowhere
funny.
near 6'2", George.
No,
What?
not even close.
Not even close.
That's why I'm saying.
I don't know
how
where
do
you
you
got
get-
that analogy
How do you
from.
get Larry's girlfriend?
I know
and
what you mean.
Nicole
She was a
Bass
sweetheart.
in your
Nicole
head at
was
the
a
same
sweetheart.
time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
He
but you
means
never
she's
met
a
another
sweetheart.
sweetheart. Maybe a little shorter, a little more.
Oh,
you know.
because hold on, because you guys know Nicole.
I know Nicole really well.
I
You
don't.
guys, that's
And
what I'm
Bob,
saying.
I knew her
It's
husband, Rob
relevant.
Fuchs, too.
Bob
Remember
Fuchs,
Fuchs?
yeah.
Bob
Bob,
Fuchs.
Bob.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bob
but
Fuchs used to have
you
a
know.
book. Remember the book? He carried a book of photographs with her.
Yeah.
He
He,
go.
he would show you pictures of her, what she looked like before he put her on the babanya, right? You ever see the pictures of what she looked
She was
like
nice. She was a good
before
looking
she was?
girl.
Huh?
Okay.
I've seen that.
Did he die too? Bob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he died.
Yeah,
Yeah, he died.
So they're
he
both
died
gone.
first. He had a
I
bad
hope
heart.
he died. They buried him.
He had a bad heart. Yeah. Nicole's death was tragic because it probably was avoidable, but she was very depressed.
Yeah.
I was good friends with them at one point. They used to come on my house all the time.
Yeah.
Who, Bob and Nicole?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were great people. I mean, they're
I
just.
was pretty close to them too when Duchesne was alive. He was good friends with them.
That's a long time
Used to
ago.
go down-
She was good. She was good.
Yeah.
I went into her. They had a gym, Natural Physique, in New York City.
Yep.
And I didn't know. I just happened to be. We were doing a rotation in the hospital from when I was in med school. So I had two friends with me that used to work out. I'm like, hey, I think that's Nicole. I think that's the gym Nicole Bass owns. And it was called. It was a little hole in the wall, and it would just happen to pass it. It was you would never see it normally unless you knew where it was. And so we went in there. And she was behind the desk. She was so big. This is before I was big at all. You know, I was kind of into it, but I wasn't huge at that point. And she was so sweet to us. And she's like, "Oh, you want to work out?" I said, "No, we just want to. Can we look around? You know, I heard your gym is really good." And And she, yeah. And I became friends with her after that. So it was funny.
You see, so
We got
my
another
analogy was correct.
We got another tip. Can you ask Greg if she was a good girl? $5, Greg.
I want that $5. I'm kidding. She was a great girl. Nicole Bass was a great girl. She was a nice guy. No, I'm kidding. She was a great girl. She was a very good girl.
Howard
I was
Stern
250.
They were both really cool people.
Dude,
both
I was
very
250 when she threw. I got up to 278, but I was 250 pound, 5'6". Dude, that's a lot of weight. She fucking threw me on her shoulder and was walking around with me.
Bob was
You must have loved that.
Bob was a little crazy, but Nicole was a true sweetheart. You know, there was.
Yep.
I actually was at I got on Bill Cosby had a TV show for a while he played a detective, and I went in for an audition for the part. They needed a bodybuilder for some scene, and I got it actually. And it was a few bodybuilders in the scene, but I actually was like the main person. And this girl comes up to me, and she was like a little weird looking. She's like, I think you probably know my mother, my stepmother. I'm like, stepmother? Who's your stepmother? Nicole Bass. So it was Bob Fuchs' daughter, who actually looked like Nicole, believe it or not.
Wow.
And, it was the most random thing. She worked at the studio there or whatever. And that's really before I was friendly with them. And then I had run into Nicole and Bob, and I said, Bob, I think I ran into your daughter. She's like, oh yeah. She said she saw you on the set of the Cosby show. I said, yeah. And from that point on, we became very good friends. But, anyway, that's my little Bob Fuchs, Nicole Bass story.
That's cool.
There were other stories that I can't really tell about,
Oh, I get a few I can't
anabolics and stuff like that. But that's another day. That's another day. All right, we got to wrap this up. Anyone else want to give Greg a tip? No more tips, Greg, for you today.
That all goes to Dave. We don't get anything.
I steal it all.
He steals it.
And he tells us point blank he's stealing it.
Well, hold on, Dave.
Yes.
RX Muscle is going to the Olympia next year, right, Dave? A booth.
So Leslie Timble, our staff psychologist, psychotherapist, she told me that, I heard you're going to get a booth at the Olympia. I'm like, who next year? I said, who told you that? Mr. G. Leslie wants one of the, you know how like in the Peanuts and the Charlie Brown cartoons where they have like Lucy has this little booth like where she gives like psychology help. Leslie wants a little booth like that. I said, you're going to be mobbed, believe me, with people asking you questions.
No, these guys don't
like
want
the
to
kissing. Remember the kissing booths? Remember the kissing booths? Yeah. A kid could be you get
You're going to man the kissing booth there? Who's going to kiss you?
No, Leslie. Leslie will comfort you with a hug and a kiss.
Leslie's giving.
He's a healer.
He's giving psychology advice.
Yeah, the kissing psychologist.
Yeah. If we could get a kissing booth, we'd probably make a fortune if we could really find some hot girls.
It sure worked for
Greg,
Greg, you know any of those girls you took to the prom? Are they available?
Yeah, dude, we should find that girl. She was a stripper.
Greg, you should find the hottest.
Greg,
you should find the hottest tranny that you possibly could that no one would know, and we'll put her at the kissing booth. All these guys will be making out with her, for like $5 a kiss.
Dude, they wouldn't give a. Dude, bodybuilders are full of shit, and you know that. Most of these
they
guys
would care if it was video.
Anyway.
On video, they would care.
They would love it, right? Right, Armand? They would fucking love it. They don't give a shit.
They would care on video.
First of all, you're fucking around with all these jack chicks that shave their chest and shave their belly and shit. They wouldn't care.
Let's do it.
All right, I got to wrap up.
I'll get you some fucking.
The show's not too long. We're over an hour and 30 minutes. I love you guys. Thank you for joining us live. We'll be back next week, I promise you. And we actually have a special guest coming on. I think it's next week. She has a channel on TikTok where she gives advice to men about how to deal with women. She's young. She's good looking.
Dude, you got to be pathetic if you need that shit.
She contacted me and said,
"I want to be interesting."
She wants to come on the show. I'm not going to tell you her channel because I don't want you to have any.
She can come on me.
She gives very practical advice, like about dating women, and if a woman does this to you, or if she says that to you, it means this, it means that.
Dude, what kind of man? Dude, what fucking kind of man needs that shit? You got to be
a lot of them.
So how do I talk to a girl?
A lot of them.
How do I talk to a girl?
How do I get a girlfriend?
Some men are clueless. I've seen a couple of those channels like that, and they actually, a lot of them give pretty good advice.
Yeah, she's very good. If you watch her, I'll send you guys her channel on the side. She's excellent.
I don't know. Dude, I'm an ugly motherfucker. I'm ugly, I admit it. Okay? Right. I'm an ugly motherfucker. I'm 5'6". You know what I mean? I look like Uncle Fester.
Women don't care how guys look.
But I have no problem getting ass. Let me tell you something.
They don't
no
problem. Care about how the women look. Women don't give a shit about men.
No problem. Right.
Some men do not pick up on the simple clues.
You don't.
Yeah, so
as
I'm
long
saying
as
you got the
as long as
game.
you got the gift of gab. Yeah,
That's it. You got
Or
the gift of
Strajol,
gab.
and the Strajol, too.
That's right. I got the
Right.
brajol and the fucking, I don't got the scuttle, but I got the brajol. You know what I
the
mean?
Strajol. Okay. All right.
We'll have a
See you guys
dictionary.
next
See you later.
week.
Greg's
Mr. G,
euphemism.
take us out. Take us out, Mr. G.
All right. Take us out.
30 seconds. You got 30 seconds.
Go. All right, everybody out there. What I got to say to you is no matter what's happening in your life, all
You're
right,
out of
it doesn't
time.
matter. Wake up every day, start a new day, become a
No
better
energy.
version of yourself. And
Come
always
on.
remember that the reason why you're alive is God has a purpose for you. All right? And
Put your
remember to
back
watch
in it.
RX
Come on,
Muscle.
George.
Never give up because God loves you, baby. And
There
go
you
to
go.
CaptainProteinCookies.com. And anybody who orders today gets a free cup.
See you next